conventions.
Is this your guys' first convention?
Wow.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
That one's for everyone else.
Look what I rolled.
Oh, Pokemon cards.
Wow.
Wow, you got a lot.
There's one on the table too.
What's that?
Y'all joining the panel here?
Yay.
Here we go.
Two more, or three other
Oh, my friend Anthony, he's leading it right now. And he,
Oh shit.
He, he
Wait,
told,
what is it?
it's just about talking about comics. I think. But honestly, he said it's going to be more like a discussion because we honestly don't expect to have, as you've seen.
You don't even dance?
Everyone, there's a panel at 5 o'clock. Come on down to the panel room. We're behind the curtain. At 5 o'clock, it's a comic panel and it's interactive. There's going to be a discussion. I see y'all walking past. I better see you turn and go to the curtain. They have it.
There you go, love it.
There you go.
There you go, that's all you need.
Yes. That was good.
Guys, we may not have a panel this year, but that doesn't mean we can't advertise for the others.
Let's go.
Everyone, there's a panel in this room. Come and join. It's a comic book panel. It's interactive. There's only 2 people sitting on these seats. Come on down, guys. Come on down to the comic book panel at 5 o'clock. It's interactive. There's a discussion. And it's in the panel room that's behind this curtain.
They just need to hire her at this point.
No, literally. Yeah, she's a pro.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. A couple more people, guys. There's a comic book panel behind this curtain at 5 o'clock. Come on down to this panel room. We do have beans and shit in here. Come down to the comic book panel at 5 o'clock. It's over here in this curtain. If you're in the artist alley and you want to buy something, remember where you are, hold your spot, and come down to this panel. It's at 5 o'clock, comic book panel.
Yeah, the way you went really through him.
Listen, at least you got a few more in here.
I know, true. I wish I could bring the speaker with me and march around.
Oh, yeah. It's like actually.
By the way, you did. There's a lot of
Come to the comic book panel at 5 o'clock. We're over here in this curtain. If you are shopping right now, remember what booth you are at. Pause there and come to the comic book panel. We're behind this curtain.
I'll make sure the moves.
I mean,
There we go, that's
I can do that. Yeah,
he said it was. He said she was like getting so concerned. Yeah, I couldn't hear it from the
I got my
Guys, if you guys want to be laughing this hard, come to the comic book panel. Everyone walking past this curtain, come down to the comic book panel at 5 o'clock. I see you still walking. You better turn and come over here. Come to the comic book panel at 5 o'clock. We have a panel for every hour of the day, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 until we're closed. So you don't want to miss this panel. Come down at 5 o'clock.
It's not every hour.
Oh, good ass?
No.
Oh, wait, this one's different. No,
No, this is
one's
just
a-
5. This is just 5.
A little false advertisement there, too.
Just kidding.
Clickbait.
A little bit of false advertising.
There we go.
It won't hurt.
Oh, I should have said purple skirt, turn your ass around.
Come to the comic book panel over in the panel room in this curtain. If you guys want to have an interactive panel with a discussion, come on down to this panel room over here. If you guys want to go to a panel, come in this room here.
Yo, he texted essays.
Are you phoning a friend?
Are you putting a friend?
Oh, wait, I should.
Bring some friends in here.
Who's that? I'm like,
We only do Sunday. Right? We have more!
Wild.
Yo!
start.
Yup. Right? Hey guys!
Oh, I have
You meant it.
I don't even quote. Oh, I do have a quote. Here, I have a quote that you go. Imagine you just walking in that you just hear that.
They turned my mic off.
They turned your mic on.
No way.
Being too rowdy.
Hello. Damn it.
Yeah, they did. You got some advertising.
I know, true. Damn, I was gonna do rat sound.
Hello? I muted it by accident. My dumb. Hello.
No, I haven't.
Team
Guys, the panel started at 5. Guys, it's 5:05. The panel should have started at 5. I don't mind. I keep on self-promoting. I'm literally sitting on the stage with my mic. Even though it's not my mic, and I'm self-promoting for them. But I'm going to do a loud announcement. What's it called? Comic book? If you are walking around shopping, come to the comic book panel at 5 o'clock. I see you in the comic flannel. Come on down. Hey, he's coming. Hey, come on down. Yeah! We got one extra guest. I'm not even running this panel. You wanna come on down? I saw you peeping in the curtain. You're lying.
You lied. Didn't even let the man finish. Whatever it is, you're lying.
Hey, I see you walking around with the box. Okay, if y'all had time to shop, y'all have time to come to the comic book panel at 5 o'clock.
Are you even running this?
No,
I'm waiting.
I'm not. I don't know who's running this. If you guys, oh, we got two more people. Hey. Subscribe to youtube.com/MeRiveraTV. If you guys are walking around, there's a chance that you made it into the vlog, so subscribe.
I see people.
Come to the comic book panel, you three ladies. I see you walking. If you have time to shop, you have time to sit. Velma, I see you. Come down to the comic book panel. Yo, she turned twice. Hey!
She's one of the guests. No.
Oh, Velma, yeah, remember I
She's
saw her.
one of the guests.
Someone's got a wig.
Yeah.
coming?
Apparently what's up?
You think he's coming?
I think they're getting something situated. I don't know. Yeah, you realize it's okay.
Hello? Come on down to the comic book panel. You amazing, beautiful cosplay, okay? Do a twirl, do a twirl. Hey, you pop off. Come on down to the panel.
Like, try.
Should I start interviewing you?
Yeah, do it on the live too.
Oh, what's the question? Oh, what's the question?
All right, as we wait for the first panel, we are going to do a questionnaire for anyone listening. We have Jeffrey here.
What's up?
Are you ready to panel? Oh, shit.
Yeah, we've been waiting. For the free?
I'm so sorry. Oh,
I know, right? You're popping off. You know, for the free? Maybe. That's fine. Did you mute notice?
So we're here to talk comics.
Yeah.
A little bit. I see a nod. I see a couple other nods and yes and oohs. I'm Anthony. This is comic writer Brett Murphy. We're going to talk about comics, everything good, everything bad. Brett, why don't you let everybody know who you are?
Thank you. My name's Brett Murphy. I am a comic book writer. Currently, I'm writing for Sumerian Comics and Keenspot. And right now, I have a couple of books out: Paranormal Hitman, Thing to Come Deliverance, and the latest one, Toy. Yeah, that's basically what I have out right now.
We're going to be doing a lot of Mike Passer today. But Brett, what got you into writing comics?
Yeah, so, I always grew up a big comics fan, and I always loved writing. I started out writing for music blogs and getting to go to concerts and doing reviews and interviewing bands and musicians. And then one day, I just decided I wanted to take the leap and jumped right into it, and I've been writing ever since. I love it. It's one of the greatest jobs that I've had.
Very nice, very nice. Ooh, I got it. I did get it to work. That's why I was smiling. I was like, ooh, I got it to work. That is very nice. Do you want to tell everybody about the comic that you brought up here? Toy, that's issue number 1.
Yeah, so this is Toy issue number 1. It's a Super Mario homage variant. I'm going to give it away to somebody here today at the panel. And basically, it's an all ages story. It's kind of, I grew up a big fan of the 90s Nickelodeon cartoons, so it's kind of, in that realm with, silly little potty humor. And the cool thing about this book is, a couple weeks at San Diego Comic-Con, we announced it's in development right now for a television series, and we just attached Toby Wilson, who was a writer for The Adventures of Gumball. So he's going to be the showrunner for the TV series. And, hopefully we can add some voice actors and actresses soon to the story. But right now issue 1, 2, and 3 are out, and issue 4 is set to release in October.
Nice. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Tell the flag. Let's get a little bit more for that, right?
Yeah!
That's what I'm talking about. A little bit more. That is awesome. So we got to talk about what the panel is, the current state of comics. Do you like it, or do you dislike everything going on in the comic Whirlwind?
I will say I love it. The one thing that, I guess it's a sore topic right now is AI. That's the one thing that I think it needs to get out of comics. There's a lot of artists who put their hard work and dedication into their artwork, and to have, somebody steal it is just wrong. I saw some posts from San Diego Comic-Con a couple weeks ago, and I'm glad they did it. They shut down a booth that was selling artwork, and I would say that's probably the thing right now that I like least about the comics industry. But I mean, everything else is great. I feel like Kickstarter is, a great platform for, writers and artists who want to get their artwork out there. That's how I started. And, there's a lot to love about comics. It's a great place. I've met a lot of friends who work in the comics, and I have nothing bad to say about it.
That's good. That's good. Tell you what I'm going to do, Brett. I'm going to run around the room. And we're going to take questions with this microphone, and then you're going to answer with that microphone.
Perfect.
I'm going to rock this thing.
All right.
Does anybody have any questions? No? I'll pull up somebody. So first question gets this. This is a really sick cover right here. I saw him go up first. He's got a question. Alrighty, tell us your name and your question.
My name is Ryan, and my question is, why did you pick a different type of Mario for the cover? I want to know why.
Yeah, so the Mario on that cover is Toy, who's the main character in the series. And basically the artist, Wilson Gandolfo, is a big Mario fan. And he wanted to put his character in there because he wanted to do an homage to the video game cover. And he decided to put him in there. And then Croc, his pal, is dressed up as Yoshi. So it's kind of like a little cosplay that he has going on there.
We got a lot of cosplay going on this weekend. A lot of cosplayers out there. We got one right over there. And while we're on the subject, what do you? I'm coming over to you. You can smile. What are you dressed up as?
Jinx from League of Legends.
Jinx from League of Legends. Do we have any League of Legends players here? Any? You play one? Nice. Anybody else? Brett?
Yeah.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You got any other questions over here? Any other ones? Any ones at all? She's got one. Yo.
Hey, how long have you been writing comics, and what made you start?
That's a good question. Let's see. I've been writing for about 5 years, and I wanted to get into it. I had a good friend who was a writer, and he kind of talked me into this. I had a series idea, so I put it together, and it was actually cool. For the first comic I wrote, it was a horror anthology. So I got a couple of writers together, and I was actually able to get a couple of Philadelphia athletes at the time to let me use their likeness in the book. And I put it together. It funded successfully on Kickstarter, and then from there I went on with Paranormal Hitman, and was able to get it with publisher Behemoth, who's Samaria now, and it kind of took off from there.
That's pretty cool. When you were growing up reading comics, which comics were you kind of drawn towards?
I was a big fan of X-Men. Chris Claremont's one of my favorite writers. Also, I grew up, loving Spawn, loved Todd McFarlane's art. But Chris Claremont, anything he was writing at the time, especially after those games.
Now, I actually only just got into X-Men. Gotta say, Kitty Pryde has to be one of the best characters ever. Did you have a favorite when you were reading them?
You know what? Actually, my favorite character, and probably still is today, is Villain of the X-Men, Juggernaut.
Yeah, he is great. I mean, he always has that iconic line in Last Stand. the movie Last Stand. I can't say it here because we have kids in the audience.
Yeah.
There is he is the juggernaut. He's the juggernaut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you, what else do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I will say about comics, go out and support your local comic shops. Support indie comics. There's a lot of great series out there, a lot of great artists and writers. Support the industry. That way, we'll keep making comics, and it's great.
Another question. I want to get your thoughts on it. If anybody else has any questions, obviously, just put your hand up. I'll come over with the microphone. Do you feel like, with the way that we have so many movies, so many TV shows coming out, and a lot of things based on the comics, do you feel like that does more good than harm to the comics? Because I feel like sometimes, especially with some of the Marvel stuff that has come out, sometimes the shows aren't true to the adaptations of those characters, and people, jump into a new series or something like that. And I mean, look at Guardians of the Galaxy. A lot of those characters were not like that when they started out in the comics. A couple of them were a little bit different. Some were more so different. Nebula had a couple changes. They've even gone back and changed her artwork in the current series to look more like Karen Gillan. So for new readers, they're getting a different version of the character from what is traditional comics. How do you feel like that has impacted the industry?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Marvel, changing the images of the characters, but I get why they do it as a filmmaker. It's especially with Disney taking over. But I will say I am excited about some of the series that are out, like The Boys, some of the comics that have come from indie comic books. I'm hoping they kind of make more of like the English comics, like Saga and God Country. I'm hoping those actually get made. I will say I am excited for more of those type of comics that get made into TV series and movies.
Yeah, and like you said, The Boys have been dominating Amazon right now. They have Gen V coming out, I think in September or late August, sometime around then, which is like a college-based show for them, which is a nice spinoff. You have The Walking Dead, which is dominated. Was it AMC that had The Walking Dead on it, right?
Yeah, AMC.
Dominated, another indie comic. Invincible, dominating now. And you have Something Is Killing the Children, which is coming out along with Toy, which is, they're in production, in the beginning, in development, yeah. Which is really cool. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of those type of shows and movies and that type of stuff really getting made, which is awesome for the industry.
I got one.
Did you? Of course you had a
Bring the
question.
mic over here, boy.
He's making me work.
Make him run around you.
Being a comic writer, what would you say is both the favorite thing and least favorite thing for you to do on that?
Favorite thing is, I love getting the artwork back from the artist. Just seeing what you put on paper, what kind of comes out of their mind, because I usually, whatever artist I work with, I usually give them a lot of input, so it's always great to see like a character that you'll write about, see what they come up with in their mind, and that's probably my favorite thing. Least favorite thing, I would say, I kind of hate marketing. I hate kind of like, putting myself out there. I'm kind of like a shy person, so like putting stuff on Instagram and Twitter and stuff. It's just, I guess this is not my personality, but I know I have to do it, especially to get the comic out there. You kind of really got to market yourself. But yeah, that's probably my least favorite thing.
Yeah, the marketing can be crazy sometimes. I got to speak with Tom King, who's written a bunch of other comics out there. Some Marvels and DC, did a whole 85 run on Batman. Ooh, more questions.
We're making you run.
We'll have to get back into that another time, but that was what we got going on here.
Could he sign this?
I think of course. I think we can make that happen. We can get him to sign that. Yeah, we can follow up.
Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get him to sign that. We don't think I don't have a marker.
I have a marker in my booth. If you bring it by the booth, I'll be more than happy to sign it for you.
He's got you.
But yeah, what I was saying with Tom King is that when he did the whole wedding of Batman, DC marketed that very heavily, and he warned them not to. Then they did it. Then he was getting death threats. It was crazy the amount of hate he was getting, and then that just shows how much marketing from those companies can actually play into how the writer looks, how illustrators look. It's a whole little wormhole there. So yeah, marketing can definitely be a tough one there.
I actually have the wedding invitation for that.
So do I. So I still have it. Got it in my local comic shop. Yeah, I still have that. I was very excited for that, and then they kind of just dropped the bomb there. And even when they did the death of Alfred, that was not supposed to happen. That was supposed to be a cliffhanger. And DC liked it so much, they told them, hey, we're going to keep it in here, and you're just going to write the rest of the story. I don't want to. But yeah, a lot of stuff can get changed. So it's nice when the writer has as much freedom as they need. They can, if you want to market the book a lot, you can go that route. If you want to showcase it another way, there's a lot of different options out there. So I do agree with you on that.
Yeah, that's what working with Sumerian and Keenspot, they're very great to work with, in that aspect. They kind of give myself and the artist freedom. So I will say that is one of the things about working with comics is, here's for Marvel and DC, they have to answer the shareholders.
Yeah, definitely. How are you guys feeling out there? Any other questions going on? You got one? Yeah, hey, I'm okay getting up.
How did you find your own unique style of comics, and how did you figure out kind of what genres you
Yeah, so I grew up loving comedies, and I kind of wanted to in a lot of my books. So for everyone but Kingdom Come Deliverance, because that was based off a video game, I try to add as much humor as possible. I grew up loving movies like Stripes and Ghostbusters and stuff like that. And I feel like that kind of comes out in some of the books that I'm writing. So yeah, I kind of chose that as a style because I feel like that's who I am. I love comedy, so I feel like if I write something that's true to me, it comes out better.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, everybody has their own unique style, and we write and draw off of what we know. So you mentioned Ghostbusters. Are you a Ghostbusters guy?
Oh yeah, huge Ghostbusters. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what Paranormal Hitman, is, they basically take out ghosts, so yeah, that kind of was a big inspiration for that.
Nice. Yeah, no, that type of genre from the 80s, anything really. I mean, it really inspired, even what we see in media today, people just can't get enough of the 80s. They keep going back and writing and doing more stuff about the 80s. It's kind of cool. Even 90s cartoons growing up, and we see reboots all the time. And we can see it in comics too. All the time, writers are asked to redo this, and it's always, how do we top the original and still give it its own unique sense of style? Sony definitely learned with Ghostbusters back in 2015, but Ghostbusters Afterlife is different. Do you have a favorite genre type of movie, or a favorite type of movie that part of the stand-up?
I'm sorry, a favorite movie?
Like a favorite genre movie, or maybe a favorite movie growing up that's still part of this whole nerd geek fan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge comedy fan, but I also love sci-fi. Huge Star Wars fan. Love Planet of the Apes. I would say comedy and sci-fi are my two favorite genres.
Yeah, those are both great. We got a pen here. Did you want to bring that book up? We can have Brett sign it right now.
eBay.
eBay. We'll wait a little bit. We'll wait a little bit. Awesome.
All the kids have math. That's good.
Yeah, that's
It gives me hope for the future.
sometimes it's a 50-50 nowadays.
Yeah.
That's great. I don't even really know where to go from here. There's so much to talk about with comics. It's kind of an endless void. Yeah. Do you have any current series that you're reading that you're really enjoying?
No, you know, I've been so busy writing. You know, I have 3 more series coming out, so I've been between that and writing Toy and you know, working on Paranormal Hit, and I haven't had time to watch TV or really read anything. Yeah, I've been stuck to the computer.
Yeah, that's where it'll get you too.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's one thing about comics with writing is it does take up a lot of your time.
Yeah, it definitely does. What we got going over here?
So I'm sure you have like a lot of different ideas. So when you're making comics, do you end up like writing multiple comics at once, or do you just stick to like one idea, like one by one?
I try to limit it to 2 at most. Like right now, I have 2 series that are one's being sent out now for pitches, and then the other one's in development, currently being drawn. But yeah, I try to keep the 2 because I mean, there's just so many ideas that if you start writing everything down, it's just going to get jumbled up and, you know, become a huge mess.
Yeah, I can only imagine what it's like doing multiple series at once.
Yeah.
So when you're doing like multiple things, how do you avoid getting burned out from it?
That's a good question. I mean, I just I try to, you know, set like a couple days aside to write each one. That way, it's you know, kind of fresh in the mind. I try not to overlap them. But I mean, you can get burned out writing multiple series. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I just try not to think about it as much as possible.
What's it like? I'm curious now. What's it like when you know you have to go to another series and you've been writing one of your issues for so long, and then you're like, oh, time to crank out another issue of this other series I'm doing now, and you're in the zone on that one series. Like, I gotta stop it to go do this one.
Yeah, it's tough. A friend of mine who's a writer, you know, he kind of gave me good advice to. When I start on another series, I try to make sure I have my notes perfect for the series I'm working on, because if I go to another series and come back, it could, you know, not be fresh in my mind. So I know I have to read the notes. That way I kind of remember what I'm working on. Like for example, right now I have a couple of pitches out, but I also have a couple of licensed books that I need to get done for the publisher. So it's basically I have to make sure that I, you know, have everything laid out that I've been working on, so I don't come back and forget about it.
Now, do you ever go back and rewrite some of your stuff for different characters? Maybe you wrote something initially, you go back to like, well, he or she wouldn't react in that way. Maybe it's a little bit better and rewrite it and try to work something else out.
Yeah, I do that a lot. You know, if it's not being worked on by the artist, sometimes I'll go back and say, oh, why didn't I put that there? Or, you know, they want to say this, or this would actually be cooler if this was, you know, the action scene for the page. So I do that a lot.
Gotcha. And I'm assuming the same thing with jokes or quips. You kind of mix and match them around. Like you have an idea what you want to work, and you're like, I'll figure a way to weave this into the story.
Yeah. Like a joke will pop in my head, and I'm like, oh, that would actually work great on this page that I wrote. You know, I'll go back and change it.
Gotcha. That is, yeah. That's how it happens. Though. You have to. It's one step at a time, and especially when you get stuck on that one good idea, you kind of just want to keep it. You're like, I want to build everything around this one idea.
Yeah, and I know for the artist as well, like Wilson Gandolfo, who I work with a lot, you know, he'll go back and do that too. He'll go back and, you know, change his art and his different styles, or add a couple things on panels on his art and all.
Yeah, especially when the art reflects so much of the story. The art can sometimes even help the story go to another level.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with emotion, what you're seeing is what you're supposed to feel. So when you're reading that dialogue and you're looking at that art, that's make or break, honestly. So it's good that you have those combinations of you with all the artists that you work with, and you find that middle ground. What's going to make this story the most impactful?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we have any other questions out there? Anything going on? All right. It's up to you. It's up to you. I don't have a time limit on the panel. We can talk about Star Wars. Want to talk about Star Wars?
Yeah, I'm excited for Ahsoka.
Ahsoka looks cool.
Yeah. Hopefully it's better than Obi.
I think it'll be better than Obi-Wan. Do we have any other Star Wars fans out here besides the guy in the Mandalorian shirt? Kind of, definitely. You two, definitely. Right? You got favorite characters over there? Yell them out. He likes Chewbacca? R2D2? Yeah, I'm making you scream. What? Asajj? Okay. You got one?
Are we speaking non-canon or non-canon?
What do you say, John?
Canon or non-canon?
Either.
So Star Killer and Revenant.
Ooh. You said, who was the first one?
Star Killer.
Star Killer or Revenant? That's pretty cool. Those are all great choices, actually. I really like that. Yeah. Who is your favorite character?
I would say Cad Bane.
Cad Bane's pretty. He's rad. They did him justice in Boba Fett for the most part. I mean, like the ending, I kind of hoped for a little bit more, but it was definitely spaghetti western-ish for the way he had to go out.
Yeah.
For that. They'll work with that. They always do.
Yeah, I'll go back.
It's Disney. They need to make money. No, Star Wars is definitely great. Do you read the Star Wars? We're on the topic of comics. Do you read the Star Wars comics by any chance?
I did. I mean, the past couple months, I haven't really had time, but yeah, I used to love the Dark Horse comics. I loved the series that came out with. I forget who wrote it. It was George Lucas, like the original concepts. Dark Horse put out. I think it was like the series. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. They've done a great job with the Star Wars comics, and especially the Vader comics are great to see what happened in between all the movies and see from A New Hope to Empire what was he doing. To see what he was doing from between Empire and Return of the Jedi, and to know that during that time he already knew Luke was his son. He just hid that from Palpatine. It's insane. Whether it's truly canon or not, they'll always retcon stuff, but it's such a fun read, whether it's real or not. And if you guys are looking to read some Star Wars comics, there are a couple vendors out there with $1, $2 bins with Star Wars comics, and plenty of other ones. A lot of great series out there. Anything, whether you're a Marvel fan, DC fan, indie fan, there's so much stuff out there. Even for games, they just came out with a Dead by Daylight comic, which is amazing. There's games out there. Even comics from Magic the Gathering, there's plenty of them out there. So if you're a fan of any of that type of stuff, I would recommend checking out any of our vendors here. They have plenty of stuff. Check out Brett's booth, because you've got some stuff for sale, right? You have a video? Yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Nice.
And I'm based off the video game.
There you go. See, the more you know. What are you selling over at your booth? All your comics or just some?
Yeah, we had Paranormal Hitman, a couple issues of #1. That's also in development with Hasbro, and then Toy, and then Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Well, that's good. Is there anything else you want to add on before we wrap it up?
No, go support your local comic shops, and if you have an idea for writing comics, I'd say just go for it. Yeah.
We're going back over here. I like this kid. He's giving us some good. He's giving us content right now.
He does. He's keeping it going.
So, where did you came up with the idea for this comic?
Wilson Gandolfo, who's the artist, he had the idea for Toy, and I basically took it and turned it into a story, and we kind of created a world for him, and it went from there. He had the idea for a couple of years, and we finally put it on paper and got it to the publisher KeenSpot, and they released it for us.
this is I can't wait. I'm probably gonna get a second round so I can read one. Because I want to keep one in good condition. Read one and then keep this one.
You know what? Since you gave us such good content today, why don't you come by the booth? I'll give you a free one.
That's what I'm talking about. And you know what, Brett? Here's the best thing. He's gonna get that CGC.
Yeah, they're selling on eBay CGC. Somebody sent me that the other day.
That'd be great. Let me hang. He left it. It's okay. It's okay. If you want to, honestly, I think. Does your dad have the 3D printer booth? They have some 3D printed stuff over at his dad's booth. It is amazing.
Oh, is that
bunch of really cool stuff?
Pokemon? Pokemon one?
Is it? It's right on the other side of these curtains over here. They have 3 Goblin masks, a bunch of Star Wars masks, and it's pretty cool. I like his booth. It's nice.
I have to check it out.
For sure. All right. Well, yeah, I think that's going to do it for the panel. I think we've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, it was good.
As much as we could.
Yeah.
It was a fun one. It was a fun time, right?
Yeah, it was good. A lot of good questions, and yeah, I had fun.
Awesome. Well, if you guys want, go see Brett at his booth. If you guys want to see more of me for whatever reason, I'm hosting trivia tonight, and then I'm hosting a panel and 2 trivias tomorrow, and then more trivia on Sunday. So trivia starts at 7 for me. If you guys want to have a fun time, I'm going to try and get some prizes together, and we'll have a fun time tonight. All right? All right, sounds good. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you. Can you get a little bit louder? Let's let everybody know this is the cool thing.
Let's go! I'll let you know who the other.
No, no,